Is This It by The Strokes is played in standard tuning without a capo. The main riff is going to start off with a first finger bar on the 5th fret of the B and high E strings, and then we're actually going to put the second finger on the 6th fret of the B string. We are going to go to that barred finger in a little second. So we start off with 6 on the B, 5 on the high E, 6 on the B, 5 on the high E, and then down to the bar, 5 on the B, 5 on the high E, before grabbing 7 on the G, and 5 on the high E. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and let's play twice. Then we're going to go to 6 and 6. You can play this with the second and third fingers or the first and second fingers and shift it down when we go to the 5th fret. I like to play it with the second and third like this and play 6 and 6, 6 on the B, 6 on the high E twice, and then down to the first finger on the 5th fret of the B, and then the high E string at the 6th fret again before we grab 7 with the pinky on the G string and go back to the 6th fret on the high E. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6, 7 on the G, back to 6 on the high E. So B, E, down to 5, and then the high E, and then we're back to 6 and 5. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and up to 6 and 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's played on repeat. For the chorus, we're going to introduce some chords. We have an F bar chord at the 8th fret with the first finger, and then a third finger bar on the 10th fret, the D, G and B strings. And we're just going to strum down in 8th notes for 2 bars, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then move into a C major bar chord, so first finger bar on the 8th fret, third finger on the 10th fret of the A, pinky finger 10th fret of the D, and then the second finger on the 9th fret there of the G string. Same strumming, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're kind of mainly aiming for the bass to lower notes on these chords. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C. And that's played on repeat. So whilst this is happening, there's a little riff in the background that starts on the 10th fret on the G string, going to the 12th fret on the D string. It just goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for 2 bars, 3 and 4 and then we move down to the 9th fret on the G, and then the 12th fret stays the same on the D string. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For the bridge section, we've got this kind of high part which is playing on the B and high E strings at the 8th fret. I like to play this with a first finger bar, and it's literally 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we'll go into like an F chord, but it's a 10th fret with the third finger on the B, and the first finger stays there on the high E string of the 8th fret, and again it's the same rhythm. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and add that third finger. And just keep repeating the pattern until the end of the bridge. And to finish the song, we're going to end on this little part here, which is 6 and 6 on the high E and B strings, and just playing down 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we leave it to ring. So 7 strums, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.